This video will demonstrate part of the assignment 1, the regression analysis to conduct the population projection of the county that you choose. So in this assignment, I asked you to do a couple of things. And first section should be pretty easy to do. The demographic conditions. You just have to create some basic charts to compare the basic statistics of the county and the state. And I highly suggest you to choose a county in Florida. In that way, you can just use the data that I provided to you. The second section, population projection, has some difficulties. And in this video, I will only focus on the regression analysis. And then the next video will focus on using the simple ratio method to conduct a population projection. So basically, in this assignment, you are asked to project the county's population for the year of 2020, 2030, 2040, and 2050. And then you create a table of charts to delineate the population. So I'm going to start to demonstrate how to use the regression model to project the population first. I provided some data, and I'm going to use the Palm Beach County as example. I provided some data for the Florida County population, which is under assignment 1 on Canvas. So when you go there, you will notice the population actually was dated back all the way to 1972 and through the 2015. So you basically choose the Palm Beach County. Like, for example, this is 2015, and the Palm Beach County has the population is this number. And then you record this number into a spreadsheet like this. So I have Palm Beach County here, and 2015 the population is this number. And then you try to get 2014 for Palm Beach County, and then 2013, 2012, until all the way to 1972. You do not have to have all the data, but ideally I want you to choose at least like 10 years to conduct a basic regression analysis. But in statistics, actually, you need to have at least 30 observations in order to make their statistical results significant. But for this exercise, I don't require that. You can choose all the data up to 1972. That's recommended. But if you feel like you just want to use 10 years data, and you are welcome to do so. But then the precision of the projection may not be as good as if you use more years. So I retrieved the data, and then I put all the data into the spreadsheet. And now the data should be ready to do the projection using a regression model. And Excel has multiple functions. I mean, here the functions is not a mathematical functions, but it has different functions. So Excel can create charts, can also conduct some basic statistical analysis. So where to find a statistical analysis? You go to data. And then you try to see if you have a tab here called a data analysis. And for now, I don't see that tab. So what do? You try to add that tab onto this menu. And then you just go to File, go to Options, and choose Add-ins. And Excel add-in, then you choose Go. And you want an Analysis Toolpack. Okay, click OK. And now you see data analysis appears here. Okay, so we have all the data like this. The first column, we have two variables here, year and the population. And the first column is the year. And overall, we have 40 observations. 40 observations, or 40 cases. And then the second column, second variable, is the number of population for those years. So you click data analysis, and you find regression and click OK. And in this case, we're going to just use a basic simple regression model, which is a linear line. It's a straight line. And the straight line can be expressed as y equal a plus bx. And if you still remember a little bit from high school mathematical courses, you should know that, the formula. So the y range here is y is the dependent variable. So in this case, population change depends on the time. So population is the y variable, which is a dependent variable. And then the x variable, the independent variable, is the years. And in this case, we don't have a label. Actually, let me redo it. I want to include labels, okay? So, and if I want to include labels, I include the first row as well. Then the X range for the year. And then I want to click labels. The output range, I don't care, okay? So all those, you don't have to choose it. If you want a normal probability plot, you can choose that, but otherwise just use the default. And then click OK. And now, sheet number 2, you can drag it here. This is the regression output. Okay, so let's change this to regression. And in this case, we only look at those numbers, those two numbers, okay? So in our linear line, we know that y, which is a year, or which is a population, equal to a plus b times year. And a here equal to equal to this one. So basically, population equal to this plus b and times year. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I should have. Nah. So basically, okay. Let's change. So a equal to b equal to okay. And now the population, if I want to project, for example, year, I want a 2020, 2030, 2040, 2050. Okay, now the population. And 2020 population should equal to A plus B times this, okay? But in this formula, A and B, they are constants, okay? And actually we call them parameters, but here they're constants. So in Excel, you have to log them. And how do I log them? I put the cursor in front of the A, which is B24. And then I hit F4, okay? And then I lock B25. I put a cursor in front of B25. And then I press F4 on your keyboard. And now the formula should be correct. And then you click Enter. Okay, and then you just drag the formula to 2050. And I mentioned before, in this case, you should try to round the numbers, okay? The best way to round it is just to round it to like 2, all the way to round up, all the way to round up. But in this case, to make it easy, I just ignore that. I basically just round up. I just round it. So I decrease the decimal places, and then the number should be like this. And then I want to add this, and okay, the comma separators. So now we got a population projection based on regression model. And hope this is clear. And if you have any questions about how to use the simple regression model to project, please let me know. And then you can just use this to create a chart or tables or whatever you want to create. And that's it for the regression model.